Shalom, shalom, brothers. Real quick. I don't want to keep this long. Just real quick. It says teen birth rates in the U.S. vary significantly across states. As of 2023, Mississippi has the highest rate with 25.6 births per thousand females aged 15 to 19. So, just to give you just the premise of what's happening here, what happened was I asked AI about childbirth rates, you understand, among teens. So this is the breakdown that is given us. This is as of 2023. It says Mississippi has the highest rate. Now, when we think of Mississippi, Mississippi is so-called black. It's Jake among within that particular state. You got Edomites in that state, but you got primarily our people in those states. With 25.6 births per thousand females aged 15 to 19. So my point is this. If you got our people 15, 19 having kids, you know they're still in their parents' house. You know they're still living in their mama house. And some of them are even younger than that having kids. And I'm saying this to say, because people have been saying that the man ain't around, The man is not going to be around if he's the same age group as the woman, or maybe even younger. In poverty, in his mama house, he has no finances, he has no home of his own. He ain't got a job, he's still in school, or he's a dropout. He's living in his mama house, he's to and fro, he's probably committing crime. So you can't put that responsibility, or rather that young man is not gonna step up and take on that responsibility as being a father when he's a child himself, when the daughter's a child himself. Is a child herself. So she most likely is going to push that child onto the mother. And this is where you get your what? Your single parent households, right? Because what people don't understand is among so-called blacks is that the majority of our people are having children in their teens, still in school, barely making it to high school. They're pregnant with kids. You can go on TikTok, YouTube, and you got so-called black girls telling their single mothers that they're pregnant, and their mother is happy that their young daughter is pregnant. No one's questioning, oh, where's the man at? Where's the boy? But they don't care. You know why they don't care? Because the mother did the same thing. So this is a culture, essentially. Having kids and being a child, having babies, that's culture. You understand? That's why when you read the Bible, it tells you about the curses that befall our people. You understand? But I don't want to get off topic. I want to kind of keep it more on this here. We know the scriptures. But this is why your fathers are not seen in these homes, is because you got these young girls, 14, 15, even if they're 19. What income do they have? The average 19-year-old is going to school. Is going to be going to university or college. So let's read on. It says, as of 2023, Mississippi has the highest rates, right? With 25.6 per thousand females aged 15, 19. It's going to name some states. Arkansas. And this is mainly talking about Jake. We can sprinkle a few Edomites, a few Latins in there and Chinese or whatever. But this is primarily going on with Jake. That's a fact. Louisiana, that's talking about Jake among our people. Oklahoma, that's talking about Jake. Following closely with rates of 24.5, 24.5, and 22.3 respectively, southern states tend to have higher rates overall. What's your southern states? Georgia, Florida. You know the states, but who's within them states having kids in their teens, still living in their mama house? Who's doing these things? It's Jake. It's you so-called blacks. You are the ones that's out here having kids, and you're still in your mama house. You in your teens, you still in school. You ain't even in high school. Some of y'all ain't even in high school. Some of these youngsters ain't even in high school, but they pregnant. Some of them going on their second child, and they're not even 15. They're not even of age. Hence, this is why we get the single parent homes, because you got these kids, these young boys. They're not gonna step up and be fathers. They got their mother telling them, no, that ain't your baby. She fast. She a little fast hoe. Right? This is what the mother is saying. The mother's pulling back the son, which she rightfully should. Because what that young man's gonna do How is that young man going to be able to take care of a young child when he's a child himself? This is where we get the single parent homes. So it ain't even really got nothing to do with the man. Oh, the man left. The man left. What it comes down to is these broken homes. You got the mother raising these broken kids, raising up kids to be broken, dysfunctional. The mother did the same thing. Grandma did the same thing. You understand? So you got these youngsters having kids, doing the same exact thing that their mothers did, their grandmother did, their auntie did, having kids young in their teens with nothing established. They don't have no substance. They don't have nothing for these kids, but they bringing forth these kids. And then the young men are going to run. So this is where you get your single parent homes. The majority of our people, they're not having kids when they're established. They're not having kids in their 20s. They're not having, that's why when you look at our people, especially the women, they might have a son, he's young, but the mother's young. And then you look at the grandmother's young because the grandmother had her daughter young. She doing the same thing. You understand? Often attributed to factors such as lower access to comprehensive sex education and healthcare in rural areas. That's talking about among you, Jake. You understand? In contrast, states in the Northwest and Midwest like Massachusetts, 5.7 births per thousand, and Minnesota, 8.5 per thousand, have some of the lowest rates. Why? Because it's expensive up there. It's expensive, and you got to be doing what you need to do. You got to be on your grind in those particular regions. Going up there, Chicago, Boston, New York, Connecticut, etc. You got to be on your job up there. You have to be hustling up there. But in these particular regions here, on the top, right at the top, that's mainly where Jake is at. Jake is out there running around, wild and reckless. And guess what? And they're coming out of broken homes where these things are being taught, where it's not being frowned upon. This is why we have the issues we have today. I'm telling you, these are why we have the issues we have today. You understand? So when people are saying the men left, yeah, the boys left. Because they wasn't no men. They little boys still in their mama house. They don't have an income. They don't have nothing of their own. So these young boys are gonna leave these young girls and run, right? If they tell their mother, look, mom, my girlfriend told me that she's pregnant, that mother's gonna grab that son and run down the road. Why? Because she know her son ain't prepared for that burden, for that responsibility, right? And so they gonna put the blame on the young girl. No, she sleeping around, she fast, she lying, whatever the case. So this is where we have our single parent households. This is why when you look at our people today, the majority, I would damn near say 90% of our people don't even have no damn fathers. You understand? You know, when my parents, they were young adults. They was in their 20s. They had me and they had my older brother. We didn't grow up in no Section 8 housing. We didn't grow up on no government aid, government cheese. My parents worked hard. My mother ran several businesses and still working, doing her businesses. My father's still working. You understand? I grew up in a two-parent household. It wasn't perfect, but I got the balance. And I don't have none of that ninjaism within me. Baby daddies, single mamas, I got my kids and I got my child support. That's that niggerism stuff. You understand? See, I don't know nothing about that. But I know how to combat that buffoonery that they be saying that the men left. No, the boys left because they were boys themselves. They were babies having babies. And they knew damn well they couldn't manage the situation, so they bailed out. And matter of fact, they thought it was a joke. A lot of the time, these dudes thought it was a joke. So they left. Hence why you get your single parent homes. So when people come up there and they say, oh, the black man left. The black man didn't leave. What happened was the young girls in school freaking off in the school, in the bathroom. I remember being in school in America. And, your so-called black girls, they was in the bathroom freaking off. My friends would come back and say, oh, yeah, smell my hands. Ha, ha, ha. Because what they doing, they freaking off in the bathroom. That's what they doing. And they not even in their teens freaking. They not even in their teens freaking off in the bathroom. You understand? But them Edomite women, they wasn't doing that. They wasn't really doing that. I didn't see that. And I was in Florida. But among your sisters, among your so-called black women, they were the ones that was getting that was freaking out. Had babies and stuff like that. You understand? So this is where once again you get your single parent homes. The single parent homes ain't got nothing to do with the man leaving because they wasn't no men anyway. They were little boys. You understand? That's why I went that, right? So it ain't got nothing to do with that. You look at the average so-called black woman. She's young. She got kids. Her kids might be in their 20s. She could be in their 30s. Somewhere around in her 30s. She probably had them when she was 17, 16. That's young. You understand? Of course, in the ancient world, women had kids 13, 14 years old. But that was a time for it. That was when you had the men controlling things and stepping up, and they had jobs, and men, it was on that level. These are boys today that are not ready to deal with that responsibility. But once again, it all goes back to the curses in Deuteronomy 28th chapter. This is how you know, once again, so-called black man and woman are the biblical Israelites according to the Bible. We are the real Jews according to the Bible. You understand? But I just wanted to address that issue that has been coming up, concerning the so-called black man leaving his kids. He left his kids. No, he didn't. None of them leave their kids. What happened was they was young children themselves, and they left the woman. They was experimenting among themselves, and something happened. They made a mistake. The young girl got pregnant. That's what happened. If you look at them Edomites, one thing I would tell you with them Edomites, for the most part, now you got the trailer park trash, but for the most part, what the Edomites do is they get themselves established. They make sure they have a job. They make sure the man is working. They make sure the woman is working before they even have children. So when the kids come, they're not fumbling and bumbling because they already have things set and organized. But with our people, you have a young girl, she's 13, and she's experimenting in school with the boys, doing all kinds of different stuff. Then something happens, she's 14 years old. Look it up online. If you think I'm lying, look it up on TikTok. You got young black girls talking to their mother about how they're pregnant. Then you got the other girl, she's talking to her father about how she got pregnant twice. The father said, look, you got to get up out the house. So this is prevalent among you, so among our people, among your women, and among your young men. This is why there's no fathers in the house. That's the simple breakdown. The reason why there's no men around is because they were young. They were young kids, not established. They had the mindset of a child. And even if you say 20 years old, what are you going to have at 20 years old? What are you going to have at 21? What are you going to have at 22? 22, I bought my house. You understand? That's because I was on a mature level. I've been mature since I was 14 years old. I've been on the level since I was a youngster. Knew right from wrong and everything because my father, he would drill that into us. But that's all I want to say. And this is the reason why you got your single parent home. This is where your single parent homes come from. Your single parent come from broken homes, unfit parents, mothers who did the same thing, grandmas who did the same thing, aunties who did the same thing, and it's just repetitive. It's a repetitive cycle, and everybody's doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, and no one's objecting. No one's stepping in and saying, look, we got to put this to an end. You understand? No one's saying anything. So what happens? The fatherless homes commence. Everything commence. Everything continues on, and it begins. And it's a constant degradation. You understand? It's a constant demise of a people. You understand? And that's just through broken homes primarily. Your broken homes are not. It's not conducive. You know what I mean? It's not the way forward. It's not viable. It's not a great way we should live our life. You understand? But with the media promoting the rap music and hypersexualizing everybody and the women and the men, these youngsters are running out there. You understand? So you're gonna have these broken homes. You're gonna have kids all over the place, confusion, because this is what's being projected among our people. You understand? But I don't want to veer off topic. You understand? I just wanted to make that point. You understand? I just wanted to make that point. And that's clear. That's a clear point. That's a very, very clear point. So all of you have been wanting to know why the men ain't around. The black man ain't around. The black man ain't right. No. The black man, what happened was he was a black boy that ran away. He told his mama, my girlfriend told me that she's pregnant. So what did the young man do? What did the young man's mama do? Drag him up and said, look, no, don't. That girl, she fast. She a little ho-ho. She a little O. She a little B. And guess what? He goes right back out in the world, not dealing with that responsibility. Why? And he shouldn't, because he's a little boy. And the boy might be right. Maybe she is fast. Because how the hell are you freaking off at 13? And where's the parents? But see, that's again broken homes. So if you want to know what's happening, it's all going back to your single mother parent homes with young people having kids. Mama did it, grandma did it, auntie did it, cousin did it, this one did it, everybody did it. So it's a culture of kids having kids. And then of course, what comes with that? No fathers. Okay, so with that, peace. Shalom, shalom.